someone you love suffers from addiction, the disease is not only devastating to the addict, but to the family as well. S.O.B.E.R is a book about a true story of addiction and recovery told by a mother and her son. Joining us this morning to share more about their story of hope and love is author Anita Devlin. Anita, what a powerful story, and kudos to you for putting it out there and letting people know this is what I dealt with. This is what happened in my life. Why did you write this book?
Well, we all did it. It was a family project. My son and I are the main authors, and our daughter actually came in as the sibling and writes, reflecting what it's like for a sibling to have an addict in the family. And my husband, he wrote a little bit, but he was a major editor, along with my girlfriends, editing the book.
So it was really a group project. You all came together to write this. But tell me, like, why? Why did you think, I need to write a book?
Well, we really did it for a healing process to start off with. My son and I said, you know, let's sit down and write about this. It was after he had gone through treatment, and we just wanted to get the word out to people about how important it is, and that addiction is alive and well in this country. It's happening everywhere to families like mine, like anyone that could be in this room. And we wanted to get the word out there that you shouldn't be ashamed to talk about it. You should be more ashamed not to talk about it, not to do something to help your child.
A lot of people do live behind that curtain of perfection, that everything's well and good, and you shouldn't be afraid to come out and say it, and that's what your story is all about.
Right.
Incredibly powerful. Tell me about your son.
Our son is great. He's been in recovery for over 4 years. He is working in Dallas, Texas at the Gaston House, which is sober living. He's a coordinator there, and he is working with other boys that are looking for long-term recovery. Now,
your son, handsome, smart, in high school, he was a star lacrosse player. He was everything that every mother wants their son to be.
Well, that's pretty much a lot of what the face of addiction is in this country right now. It's not what people really think it is, what it used to be. It's in all of our families. Everywhere it's happening. No one's immune to the octopus of addiction. No one.
Now, tell me what happened with your son.
He was all those things that you said. He was really popular and great athlete, and you know, back then we never really, pills really weren't a big thing at that time. People weren't really talking about it, really had no clue. But even though he had all those great things going on the outside, inside he explains it that he felt very insecure and very alone. And after he'd had some surgeries, he was a big lacrosse player. He ended up having the pain pills and finding out that once he was taking these, that it wasn't to get high, it was to help himself, made him feel okay.
Made him feel normal.
Feel normal, exactly. And that happens a lot, you know, people, and then the addiction happened. You know, there's a big difference between partying and substance abuse and addiction.
Now, this book is very powerful. You get into the nitty-gritty of your lives, and you really aren't afraid to say, this is real. Everything is real. This is happening in my life. Tell me about family treatment.
That's the acronym, by the way, for S.O.B.E.R. Son of a bitch, everything's real. Doesn't have to be about addiction. It can be about anything in your life, that moment when you realize, oh my God, this is really happening. I'm not imagining it. Mother's intuition is pretty powerful. Family treatment, my son went to the Care and Treatment Center in Pennsylvania. We ended up sending him there because they have a very special program for young adults, which is important, not being thrown in with people twice your age. And he went through treatment there, and the whole family went, my husband, myself, and my daughter. And first thing I learned was to really understand and believe that addiction is a disease, because I didn't. And that's when I had a real problem in the beginning, understanding why this was happening. Had to educate ourselves, had to work through things, had to talk about things, and start the healing process as a family, and then finish it with this.
As a family, as a unit, supporting each other.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing a mother can do?
I think ignore your intuition. I think I can only speak for myself. This is our story. You know, I'm not a behavioral specialist. I'm not an expert on addiction. Just our story. A lot of things. I think that I was in denial that something was really wrong. And I ignored it, and I thought, this can't be happening. My family's perfect.
Yes, my son is perfect.
Yeah, and you're so petrified for somebody to find out that there's something going on. I wasted so much time and energy on worrying about what other people thought. I mean, that made me a really bad mom. And I think that it's important that you just have to worry more about finding out. We have to be that mama bear and find out what's going on and just battle it head on and take care of it, not worry about anybody else.
Right, right. It's all about your happiness. This is, you get one shot at life.
That's all, yeah.
And so you did what you had to do. This is your story, Sober. People can get this book, and it's, you are reaching out to people saying you're not alone, there's support. You need to speak up and say, I can't live behind this curtain of perfection that's not real.
Correct.
And people are reaching out to you and saying, mothers saying, thank you.
It's insane. A lot of moms are writing me through the website from all over the world, not just this country. And my son actually wrote it because he tells his really, really horrible story. And you follow him through the journey, and it's a story of hope. For somebody who's thinking, maybe I should get help, you should read the book, and they probably will once they read his story.
How can people reach out to you, Anita? Get in touch with you, follow you?
Through the website, AnitaDevlin.com. I have a blog on there on Fire at 50. I have fabulous women that write on that blog to other moms for all different types of things that are happening in their lives, reaching out and supporting other women. You know, it's all about, it's a lot of woman power.
Yes, woman power, mother power, just supporting each other, knowing you're not alone. And look at you, this strong, amazing woman who has been through so much. And now your son is doing wonderful.
He's amazing.
Oh my goodness, that's so incredible. People can get the book on Amazon.com, and you can actually read the first chapter for free online at AnitaDevlin.com. Anita, what a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
You are an inspiration.
Wonderful. Thanks
Such
for
an honor.
having me.